You want to call yourself, oh, I'm an American. I'm an American now. I'm an American. Jews, any Jews watching this, American Jews, Russian Jews, etc., anyone who lives in the United States, any Jew who lives in the diaspora, I'm going to tell you this only once in this video. I suggest you go look up Jewish history, and you go look up the history of Jews who lived in the diaspora countries. You can go back as far as the year 1000, as far as the year 500. You can look at every single country, powerful country at that time, powerful nation, powerful empire. You can see the same historical patterns. The Jews become successful. The Jews get into positions of power, positions of influence. And then, at some point, they are either like what I would call holocausted. There's a genocide on them, pogroms, or they're basically told, please leave our nation, by the king, by the vizier, by the pope, whoever it is. It happens over and over and over again. And if you think that it can't happen in the Western countries, in Europe it's beginning to happen, thanks to our Arab friends or ISIS friends. If you think that it can't happen in America, some way, somehow, wake up. You're sadly mistaken. And if you want to sit here and you want to tell me that you're an American and you're celebrating an American holiday and you're an American, you're an American citizen and you're proud to be an American and you're this and this and this, wake the blank up. You are a Jew first and foremost, especially to you religious Jews. You Americans with a kippah on top. Remember who you are. At any day, at any moment, your precious home. And I'm not telling you this as a threat. I'm telling you this as a again, look up Jewish history. Spain, Holland, England, Russia, Persia, Babylon, anywhere you want to, France. I mean, just go, Germany. In Germany, the Jews considered themselves more German than the Germans. And then the Germans reminded them eventually who they were. Yeah, it took one guy to say a couple of things, make a few speeches, but eventually they all rallied behind him, and they reminded these German Jews, or Jews of the Mosaic faith, who they were. Wagner said that a Jew can write all the symphonies he wants for Germany and submit them to the German, arts or whatever it is, but he would never be able to write a symphony, a German symphony, like a German can. His symphony is a Jewish one. It's not a German one. And Wagner was an anti-Semite, but he reminded us, we should all heed the words of Wagner. He reminded us who we were. And Wagner was one of Hitler's idols. And Hitler reminded us who we were. So don't ever forget. So to the people, especially to the frum Jews living in the United States, I'm telling you again, this is not a warning. This is not a threat. This is more of a warning and just a wake-up call. Your precious house, your precious mansion in Muncie, in Passaic, in Teaneck, in wherever else you live, in Flatbush, in Mill Basin, in Marine Park, Lakewood, wherever else you live comfortably, and you think that you're an American, and you're so worried about the election, you're so worried about who's good for the Jews. You're so worried about I'm an American. I'm gonna go vote in a week. This is so important, and this is so. You guys have turned this election into a Avodah into idol worship. You guys trust more in Trump and/or in Hillary than you do in Hashem. That's what I feel like that. I feel like you guys have. I feel like you guys have gotten to that level. You guys are having parlor meetings and all kinds of speeches and debates in synagogues. Who's better for Israel? Better, Hashem is better. That's who's better. I mean, and you're so American. You guys are so you're American. Guys, I'm telling you this as a person who was born in the Soviet Union, who grew up in the United States. I spent. I made Aliyah in 2010. I came back here 3 years ago. So I've lived in the United States since 1987. It's been almost 30, almost it'll be 29 years to the day that we came to this country. I never forgot that I'm Jewish. I never forgot that at any moment this country can spit me out. That this country, we have, as soon as you see a Jew almost becoming vice president of any foreign nation, of any nation that's not Israel, of any diaspora nation, start to pay attention. Start waking up. When you saw Joe Lieberman almost become, he was supposed to have been, according to the popular vote, Al Gore could have been president. When you see Joe Lieberman, when a Jew go all the way to the highest position probably in the world, to the second most powerful person in the free world, one of the most powerful people, start paying attention. When you see Jews all the way in the higher rungs of the presidential administrations, advisory roles, governors, mayors, the mayors of the biggest, the most, probably the most famous city in the world, start paying attention. Don't get too comfortable. And you guys may be asking, why did I even go in this direction with this conversation? Because it all ties into what I was talking about before. It all ties into Halloween and just our meaningless society and Jews basically forgetting who they are and just kind of like being brainwashed or lulled into the complacency that thinking that they're just like regular Americans and just trying to live their American life. Friends, I have a message for you. You're not. You are Jews. You were put on this earth to bring light into the world, not to sleep, not to be caught in the matrix, not to be part of a meaningless drone sheeple movement. You were born to do something else, to accomplish something else in this world. And yes, that it is within the context of keeping some semblance of Torah and mitzvot. That is within the context of having a consciousness that we're going to be back in our land soon, very soon, in Israel. And within the consciousness of knowing that the diaspora land that you live in is not your land. You maybe grew up in it, maybe some of you were born in it, maybe you have, you hold a passport, citizenship, you celebrate some of the holidays, you celebrate Thanksgiving, whatever it is, New Year's, blah, 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 Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, blah, 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 blah. Ultimately, it's not yours. Not only is it not yours, all of this can be taken away from you at any moment. Because we know Jewish history. Friends, if you doubt what I'm saying, if you disagree with what I'm saying, as far as Jewish history is concerned, I advise you, there's wonderful resources out there. Go on the website Jewish Virtual Library. There's also this set of books called Jewish History by Rabbi Beryl Wine. I advise you. We live in an age you can go and pick up anything. You can buy anything, look up anything, learn anything, find out about anything you want to. Yeah, there's a lot of garbage out there. You have to sift through it, but there's also, I can tell you specifically what to search. You could search it, and you can learn, and you can understand who you are, and where you're coming from, and where you're going, where you are now and where you're going. Because if you don't, you're going to have a big problem. You're going to have a big, 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 big problem. Our sages tell us that only 20% of Jews left Egypt. 80% stayed behind and died because 80% consider themselves Egyptian. They didn't want to leave. They have all these valuables, their jobs, their whatever it was, the comfortable life. It wasn't, it was quote unquote slavery, but believe me, the 80% of them didn't want to leave. And friends, I just want to tell you, I for one, I had rabbis tell me, it's going to be the same thing. 20% of Jews will be awake, they'll leave, and 80% of Jews will stay back, and they'll, God forbid, we don't want to know what happens to them. But honestly, friends, I don't really, first of all, I don't accept the words of people that tell me that, the rabbis that tell me that, and I don't really want to see that happen. I don't want to see a bunch of Jews either, God forbid, killed in America, or just rounded up and just like tossed out like garbage. Like they had like in Spain, like the expulsion in 1492. Guys, I mean, it's really, you want to sit here, you want to scoff, you want to laugh, you can say whatever you want. But I'm telling you, again and again. This is in the context of what I was talking about, Halloween and the meaningless society. We're going to be given, if we haven't already been given, a serious wake-up call in this country. Both secular Jews and especially religious Jews, from what I've seen, because that's actually more appalling to me than the secular community, for reasons I won't get into. I don't want to judge anybody, but it's appalling, and yeah, we're going to be given a wake-up call, and I really hope that before we're given one, that we get a clue, and we wake up on our own. Guys, if you watch the movie The Matrix, when they found Mr. Anderson in The Matrix, he wasn't a stupid guy. He wasn't an obtuse fellow. He was a guy sitting in a cubicle working for an IT company. He was an intelligent guy, but he was in The Matrix. He was asleep. And then, the character Morpheus came and he pulled him. He pulled him out. They had the Agent Smith. He had that whole run-in with him, and then he entered the Matrix. He entered the kind of the realm before the Matrix. Then he entered the Matrix, and then Morpheus told him, "Listen, you can take the red pill or the blue pill. It's really up to you. You can take the red pill. I can't remember which color pill which led to where, but one of the pills led back to his life, back to being asleep, and the other pill led to him being awake." Last thing I'm going to say, Jews, once again, I'm repeating it again, be awake. Take the right pill. Take the right pill, because otherwise, you're going to see just a repeat. You're going to be a repeat, statistic in Jewish history. And what I mean by statistic, don't be a statistic. Don't be another Spanish Jew, who was kicked out. Don't be another Dutch Jew or an English Jew who was pogromed. Don't be another Russian Jew who was sent to Siberia. Don't be another German Jew who the Germans taught that they're not German, that they're Jews. Don't be an American Jew. Just be a Jew who happens to live in America for the time being. America's a great country. It gave us a lot. It gave us a lot of opportunity for a certain period of time. But it's a temporary holding place. Remember who you are. Remember what your homeland is, where your homeland is. Support it. Understand what it means to you. Understand meaning in life. Try to get some meaning in life, in perspective. Wake up. Don't drone around. Don't be a sheeple. Don't walk around like, droning through life. Sitting in your cubicle or sitting in your, even at your desk in your whatever, your home business, or even if you have your own business. Don't be a sheep. Don't be a drone. Wake up to who you are. And that's my blessing to you. Thanks.